All right, let's dive in. Today we're talking about one of the most incredible, awe-inspiring forces on our planet, volcanoes. They're these amazing engines of both terrifying destruction and, believe it or not, profound creation. So, let's get right into it.
Just listen to how our source material puts it. They're portals into the heart of the Earth. That's such a perfect way to think about it. These aren't just mountains. They're fiery conduits, powered by this ancient heat from thousands of miles below our feet, just waiting.
So first things first, what exactly are these fiery portals? And where do they even come from?
You might have this idea that volcanoes are just scattered randomly all over the globe, but that's not the case at all. Whether they're on land or hidden deep under the ocean, the vast majority of them are packed into these very specific zones where the Earth's massive tectonic plates are crashing into each other.
And when I say packed in, I mean it. Check this out. A whopping 75%, 3/4 of all volcanoes on Earth are found in one huge area, the Ring of Fire, which is this massive horseshoe-shaped path that basically traces the edges of the Pacific Ocean.
And they come in all shapes and sizes, too. You've got your classic, postcard-perfect, tall mountains. Those are stratovolcanoes. Then you have flatter, dome-shaped shield volcanoes. Sometimes, all you see is a caldera, which is just a massive depression in the ground. And there are even entire mountain ranges of volcanoes completely underwater. But here's the key. Despite all these different looks, they all come from the same powerful process.
So how do they get started? What's that origin story they all share? Well, to figure that out, we have to follow the incredible journey of molten rock as it travels from deep inside our planet all the way to the surface. Okay, so it all starts way down. The Earth's core, which is as hot as the sun's surface, by the way, heats up the rock layer around it, called the mantle. That heat is so intense it literally melts solid rock, creating magma. Now, this molten rock is less dense, it's lighter than the solid rock around it, so it starts to rise. It just keeps pushing its way up, searching for a weak spot until, boom, it breaks through the crust in an eruption. And here's a really quick but important distinction that people mix up all the time. As long as that molten rock is underground, we call it magma. The second it breaks through to the surface, it's called lava. It's the exact same stuff, it just depends on where it is.
And once it's out on the surface as lava, we're talking about something that is unbelievably hot. It can reach over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That is literally a river of fire that will incinerate pretty much anything it touches. But here's the thing. As terrifying as that river of fire is, it's often not even the most dangerous part of an eruption. Volcanoes can unleash something else, something much faster, and frankly, much scarier. It's called a pyroclastic flow, and you need to forget everything you think you know about slow-moving lava. This is a superheated, super fast avalanche of hot gas, ash, and rock. It doesn't flow, it blasts down the side of the volcano at over 100 miles an hour, destroying everything in its path instantly. So with that kind of insane destructive power, how on earth do you even begin to measure it? Well, as you can imagine, scientists have a way to classify the raw power of these eruptions. It's called the Volcanic Explosivity Index, or VEI for short. The easiest way to think about it is like the Richter scale, but for volcanoes. It's basically a scale that measures the size of an eruption by looking at how much stuff it shoots out and how high that ash cloud gets. Now, here is the most important thing to understand about the VEI scale. It is logarithmic. That means each number you go up isn't just one step more powerful. No. Each number is a 10-fold increase in explosive power. So the jump from a VEI 4 to a VEI 5 means it's 10 times bigger. A VEI 7 isn't 3 steps up, it's 1,000 times more explosive than a VEI 4. The power ramps up incredibly fast. Okay, so these numbers, 10x, 1,000x, they sound huge. But what does that power actually look like in the real world? To understand that, we need to talk about the single most destructive volcanic eruption in all of recorded history.
We're going back to 1815. Mount Tambora in Indonesia completely blew its top. This was a VEI 7, a super colossal eruption. The blast itself was unimaginable. It set off massive earthquakes, it triggered deadly tsunamis, and it sent those horrifying pyroclastic flows racing across the island. The human cost was staggering. Tens of thousands of lives lost.
And if you need one single image to understand the raw power we're talking about, this is it. The eruption was so violent it literally blew the entire top off the mountain. Before it erupted, Tambora was a peak standing 13,000 feet tall. After, it was just a giant crater, a hole in the ground over 3,600 feet deep.
So after all that, pyroclastic flows, blown apart mountains, it is so easy to see volcanoes as just these purely destructive monsters. But what if that's only one side of the coin? I mean, are they only a force of destruction?
This is where the whole story flips on its head, because in this final section, we're going to look at the other side of volcanoes, the surprising and totally essential creative role they play in making our world. You see, for all that destructive power, volcanoes are also powerful agents of creation. That same volcanic ash that can choke the skies, eventually it settles, breaks down, and pumps the soil full of nutrients, creating some of the most fertile farmland on the entire planet. And the lava, once it cools, it's not just a wasteland of black rock. It is new land. It literally builds new coastlines, carves out new landscapes, and can even birth entire new islands right out of the ocean.
And that leaves us with this final, really powerful idea. Volcanoes aren't just one-off disasters. They are fundamental architects of our planet. Yes, they are a force of destruction, absolutely. But they are also a constant force of renewal. Through their fiery breath, volcanoes have literally helped terraform the planet, shaping it into the rich, dynamic, and living world that we see all around us today.